People often joke that every bad year is the worst ever. But historians and scientists point to one year that truly earned that title. In 536 CE, the sun dimmed, crops failed, plagues erupted, and entire civilizations staggered. This is the story of how the year 536 became a real dark age. In 536, the Byzantine scholar Procopius traveled with General Belisarius in Sicily. He noticed daylight had lost its brightness. He wrote that the sun glowed like the moon for months on end. Another chronicler, Michael the Syrian, later described the same eerie glow lasting 18 months. Days were short, dim, and cold. Fruit would not ripen, and even wine soured. Modern science links these accounts to a massive volcanic eruption whose ash circled the globe, creating a veil in the atmosphere. Plants need sunlight and warmth to grow. With skies cloaked in dust, global temperatures plunged by about 2 degrees Celsius. Harvests collapsed from Europe to Asia. In Ireland, records describe a disaster called bread failure. In China, summer snow and mid-year frosts wiped out crops. Whole regions starved for years, not months. As hunger spread, a new disease arrived. The first wave of what would be called the Justinian plague swept through the Byzantine Empire around 541. It began with sores on the hands and swelling limbs and killed tens of millions, from commoners to courtiers. Corpses piled up so quickly they were thrown into the sea, spreading infection even further. For Constantinople alone, estimates suggest over a third of the population perished within a few years. China's chronicles describe yellow dust you could scoop with your hands falling from the sky, along with snow, in August. In South America, the Moche civilization masters of fishing and irrigation was hammered by an intense El Niño. Warm waters destroyed their fish stocks, while torrential floods ruined their canals and farmland. Societies on opposite sides of the planet were simultaneously hit by climate chaos. Ice cores from Greenland and Switzerland show clear layers of volcanic debris dated to 536, with additional eruptions in 540 and 547. Some scholars point to Iceland, others to Central America, but the effect was the same, a chain of explosions kicking off what is now called the Late Antique Little Ice Age. Tree ring studies confirm a decade of slowed growth, a fingerprint of colder summers. Emperor Justinian was trying to restore Roman glory by sending armies to reclaim lost territories. But the combination of war, famine, and plague broke the empire's momentum. The population crash and economic shock reshaped Europe and the Mediterranean for centuries. Rats carrying infected fleas on military supply trains may have delivered the final blow. The darkness did not last forever. By the late 6th century, ice core records show lead from smelting returning to the atmosphere, a sign that silver coins were being minted again and economies were reviving. After one of the bleakest periods in recorded history, people rebuilt and adapted. The year 536 was not just a bad year. It triggered a cascade of crises that altered history. Yet, even then, humanity endured and eventually prospered again. When modern times feel difficult, remember the people who survived a sun-dimming, famine-ridden, plague-stricken world and came out the other side. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with what strange piece of history you'd like to hear about next.